It's never been easier, or cheaper, to make music thanks to computers and affordable MIDI keyboards. Until recently, even the most basic of home studios seemingly required an advanced degree in electronics to understand how to hook everything up, to say nothing of the cost. Nowadays, you have access to incredibly powerful, surprisingly intuitive music-making software and hardware. And at the center of it all should sit one of the best MIDI keyboards. How many keys do you need? What kind of connectivity is best for you? How much money do you have to spend? You'll need to consider all of these, and more, before you can start collecting royalty checks from all your future hits. Don't worry, however, because we break it all down for you. Here are our picks for the best MIDI keyboards. Number 1. Native Instruments Complete Control S88. A full keyboard plus smart DAW and computer integration means you'll finally take your eyes away from the computer and focus on the music. Modern music production is all about the DAW, or the digital audio workstation. Because of this, we tend to keep our eyes trained on the computer monitor, for better or for worse. German company Native Instruments thinks this is for the worse and so has designed a series of MIDI keyboards that encourage you to look away from the computer and interact more with the keyboard itself. Called Complete Control, they range from the small to the large, with our pick for best overall MIDI keyboard, the S88, at the top of the line. As the name suggests, the S88 has 88 keys, with a fully weighted FATAR keyboard with hammer action, something that piano players looking for an acoustic piano feel and level of control will surely appreciate. It also has 2 control pedal inputs to ensure that your playing can be as realistic as it needs to be. To this keyboard it adds a row of 8 rotary encoders and a slick 4-directional push encoder for navigating the 2 high-res color displays. Number 2. Akai Pro MPK Mini MK3. Keys, pads, knobs, and even a free bundle DAW, what more could a beginner want? Want to make beats but don't know where to begin? As long as you have a computer, Akai Pro's MPK Mini MK3 can provide a solid and affordable entry point into the world of music production. For those not in the know, Akai Pro is the company behind the MPC line of hardware samplers, a series of groove boxes that laid down the blueprint for hip-hop and other genres of music. What does this have to do with a MIDI keyboard? The MPK Mini MK3, the best-selling MIDI keyboard in the world, according to Akai Pro, borrows some of that MPC hardware magic and pairs it with MPC Beats, the DAW version of the music-making operating system inside the machines. For around $100, you're making music with the best of them. While the action on the keys could be better, for this price you're getting a lot of controller for not much money. It's hard to not recommend it more strongly for many, not just as the best beginner MIDI keyboard. Number 3. M-Audio Hammer 88. There are music producers and then there are musicians. While those in the former category want all manner of control with their MIDI keyboard, the latter really care about just one thing, the keys. If you're primarily a keyboardist and your means of expression is your instrument, you want a MIDI keyboard that will provide a piano-like experience. You want M-Audio's Hammer 88. A well-made keyboard with a minimal aesthetic, Hammer 88 offers 7 octaves of velocity-sensitive and weighted keys. They have a substantial, almost acoustic feel to them and piano players will take to them instantly. Part of the piano experience is using the pedals, so Hammer 88 provides 3 pedal ports, one each for sustain, soft, and expression. There's even a music rest included. While M-Audio's keyboard doesn't offer a lot in terms of hands-on control, no arrays of encoders or sliders here, it does make concessions to modern synth players, with pitch and modulation wheels, as well as 2 basic selection buttons. A bundled application allows users to set up splits and other configurations. Number 4. Novation Launchkey MK361. Tease the most, well, able-bodied controller for everything the Ableton Power user needs. Despite what some may argue, all DAWs are not the same. Sure, they'll all get you to the same place, hopefully, finished song, but the way they transport you there can often be very different. A case in point is Ableton Live. Novation has been making Ableton-focused MIDI keyboards and controllers for almost a decade now, and the Launchkey MK3 series is the culmination of this experience, with 25, 37, 49, and 61 key models available. As you'd expect, the Launchkey MK361 integrates fluidly with Live, so much so that using the controller becomes second nature. Clip launching, view changing, recording, even mixing can all be handled right from the keyboard, with the plethora of knobs and sliders making this easy to do. It has a host of additional, non-DAW functionality as well, with scale and chord modes and a deep arpeggiator to aid in your creativity. Number 5. Nectar SE25. It's lightweight, eminently usable, and so cheap it's practically an impulse purchase. Not everyone needs an all-singing, all-dancing MIDI keyboard. Sometimes, a small budget keyboard fits the bill perfectly. Whether that's because you're working with limited studio space or you want to take your music production on the road, tiny is sometimes just fine. Tiny and cheap is even better, and tiny, cheap, and quality is the budget musician's trifecta. MIDI controller company Nectar offers a range of controllers, but we're particularly smitten with the SE25, a 2-octave MIDI keyboard that manages to be just about everything you need in not a lot of space, and for an attractive price. At only 33.5 cm by 10 cm by 2.1 cm, it's not much bigger than the 25-key MIDI controller itself. This makes it perfect for plopping down on a desk with a laptop and getting to work. It's also astonishingly lightweight, with its 400 grams in bus power making it a no-brainer for on-the-go production.